our lead story today, something you wrote the book Invasion a long time ago about immigration and the problems that this country is having with it. As you look at these images, 200 people from the caravan hit that wall over the weekend. And what's interesting is apparently the Border Patrol, at the behest of the Department of Homeland Security, has changed tactics. Because now, rather than just letting them in like they did in the Obama years when they asked for asylum, they say, you know what? We've reached capacity. You're going to have to wait in Mexico.
Yeah, that's right. How about that? What a novel idea. A border patrol that actually patrols the border, right? And this is a long time in coming. And I have said that I am so grateful that we do have a president who takes our border seriously. And the need for comprehensive immigration enforcement reform is no better illustrated than those pictures. Right. Look, they are scaling the walls. And this is something that...
It's not a wall. It's not a wall. It's a bad fence.
It is a bad fence. That's right. And this kind of scene, of course, is something that we should show every day because it's something that ranchers and property owners and families with children have had to face for the last 20, 25 years. They've been under siege. It is a war that has been undeclared, and finally we are fighting it.
Michelle, we got to go back to those prototypes and find one that they're not going to be able to sit across.
Yeah,
because
that's
you got to first off let these people know there's only one way to get in the right way.
Yes.
Because this is not them against for us. It's not as Hispanic.
Yes.
This is who's doing it the right way, and is it right for them to jump ahead of them because they scaled a wall?
Yeah, that's right. And we've got like 8-foot fences, 10-foot fences, 13-foot.
No fence.
No, it's not about a fence. It's about putting a physical border barrier that actually matters and send that message. And what you said, Brian, is very important and needs to be reiterated over and over again. Look at me. Okay, I've got brown skin. My parents came here legally, and there are so many generations of descendants of legal immigrants to this country who are the most vocal proponents for making sure that our borders matter and that we have an orderly immigration system that discriminates between people who want to do here good and who respect the sovereignty of our country and people who are here to do worse.
Well, from October to December, nearly 80% of asylum seekers passed the initial screening. I'm being told that few of them will likely win asylum. But how do you determine whether or not they are in danger if they go back home and we have to catch and release them into our country until they come into court? Do you think that needs to change?
Well, here's the thing. Here's why the asylum system has been turned into a complete joke. Mexico already offered asylum to each and every one of those people in the caravan. Okay, and if you already have safe passage in that initial country, then that already delegitimizes the claim once you already get here. And we need a better vetting system for who actually is experiencing true persecution. Of course, we want to make sure that we consider the legitimate asylum and refugee claims of people who have nowhere else to go. But you said it, Steve, perfectly. We have limits. And that's the thing that's been missing from the immigration system debate, which is we can't take every last willing worker in the world who wants to work here for $1 an hour. We have to have limits.
But there needs to be a modernization of our legal immigration system. It takes too long, too unwieldy, and there's people that can get in here. You know, people has been on this line for over 10, 15 years, and they've done everything right.
Exactly, Brian. You know, one of the biggest tropes, one of the biggest mantras that you always hear is, well, we need a path to citizenship. There are many paths. There's an alphabet soup of visas that are available to people. And the key that you just talked about, Brian, is that we need to get that legal system in order. There are hundreds of thousands of people who are waiting. There's a huge backlog, and that needs to be fixed.
Michelle, there's another topic we want to talk to you about. As a woman, White House Correspondents' Dinner, Michelle Wolf, comedian, she is making fun of Sarah Huckabee Sanders' looks. And she's saying she didn't do that. But she compared her to Aunt Lydia, Handmaid's Tale.
Yes.
I Googled her. Not exactly a compliment. What do you think?
You know, I've been fighting the misogyny of the left for 25 years, and it is finally erupted for people that they can see it. It is so transparent, dripping from people in Hollywood and journalists. And I have to say, it's a complete disgrace that there wasn't a single person on the dais that interrupted that woman as filth was coming out of her mouth. And I cannot tell you how proud I was to be a conservative woman, to see the dignity with which Sarah Sanders bore those slings and arrows. I have faced it. So many of people have faced it, and it's time for the left to reckon with it.
I watched Sarah Huckabee Sanders. I thought, as a woman, I would be having to fight back as a man or a woman. When someone's attacking your appearance and you're doing the best you can as a working mother, I'm surprised she didn't get up. I'm surprised she didn't cry. I don't know if I would have been able to be that strong, but let's hear it if you missed it.
I have to say, I'm a little starstruck. I love you as Aunt Lydia on The Handmaid's Tale. She burns facts, and then she uses that ash to create a perfect smoky eye. Like, maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's lies.
Yeah, and by the way, her key line was, after one of her lines bombed, and there were many, she said, "Hey, guys, you should have done your research before booking me." She does this. This is what she does. She's from The Daily Show, so you know she despises President Trump. And then you look at her act. That's what her act is. It's an attack.
And that is why we have to turn this around on the leadership at the White House Correspondents Association. Right. Because actually, Michelle Wolf is right. They knew what they were getting, and they wanted it. And this ruse that it's all okay because it's comedy, that is the shield of immunity with which all of these liberal comedians always cloak themselves in, to spew the worst kind of hatred and intolerance of people whose views that they disagree with. But I want to get back to this thing about conservative women again, because I've been the target of a hate rape list along with other prominent conservative women. Look at what happened to Sarah Palin during her vice presidential candidacy. They called on gang rape for her. They called on assassination. They used the worst kind of vile imagery of any conservative woman who dares to stray from the liberal Orthodox plantation. And you know what this is going to inspire? A generation of independent young girls to stand up for their values of being pro-life, of being pro-Second Amendment, of being pro-limited government, because that is the most empowering thing that women can do and believe in.
Well, the White House Correspondents Association is going to have to change that show, because even people on the left have said, whoa.
Yeah.
Way over the line.
You know what? It's a joke. They're saying now, oh, maybe we need to change the format. No, change your attitude and change your filthy mouths.
There you go. There's a reason the New York Times stopped going in 2008. Yeah. It's become just a little too chummy.
No, but I will say they were there. I saw a lot of New York Times reporters.
Officially, they have stopped going since 2008. All right, Michelle, thank you very much. And congratulations on your big show last night.
Thank you. It's the Manhattan Film Festival, crusading on behalf of wrongful convictions. We were very pleased that we were able to cross the aisle and find common ground on left, right, and center. It actually does happen in America.
And by the way, CRTV Investigates. It's your series.
You bet. Thanks, guys. Great to see you.
Good to see you, too.